Hi everyone, I'm Mikaela. I'm from FCHS, and today we're going to talk about energy bars. I apologize for the setting. You can't really see the energy bars. We were having some technical difficulties in the kitchen, so moved back out here. I'll hold each bar up for you though, so you guys will hopefully be able to see what I have here today. So I know energy bars are pretty popular. We're all in a rush in today's society. We're always trying to get from point A to point B, and we don't always have time for an actual meal, or we're rushing around and forget our healthy snack. And they seem like a good option, right? We always find them in the health aisle at the food store, and we think, well, it has organic and gluten free on the label. It says plant based protein. It must be good for you. That's not always the case. So I want to just take some time today to go over the ones that actually are good options and the ones that really are candy bars in disguise, right? That's the other thing we tend to hear with energy bars. So at the end of the day, it depends what you're looking for in an energy bar and what you need. So if you're really active, you play sports, if you regularly exercise, if you have a physical sort of job, and you need extra nutrition, extra protein, extra carbohydrates, your energy bars can be good options. They're good supplements, they're easy, they're light on the stomach, they have a lot of that good nutrition to get you through that workout or that physical activity. If you're not so active, if you're more sedentary, those bars can pack a lot of extra calories, a lot of extra sugar that you don't really need. So I'm going to give you some pointers on what to look for in energy bars. And then when you're out and about in your everyday life at the store, you can kind of take that into consideration and think, do I really need this? Or is it just some extra calories that I don't really need? Do I have healthier snacks at home, or can I make a healthier energy bar option at home? So let's start with the first thing. And the first thing that you should look at when considering energy bars or protein bars is the amount of added sugar that the bars have. So your energy bars tend to have more carbohydrates in them, and that's what gives you the energy. But they can also have more added sugar. So the energy bars I have six today. We have an Aloha bar, we have an RX bar, we have a Lara bar, a Luna bar, a Cliff bar, and a Kind bar. So all of these energy bar options have some amount of added sugar in them, okay? Some of them have more than others, but they will all have that. So if you're someone that doesn't like a lot of added sugar, they're probably not the best options for you, right? The protein bars sometimes have less added sugar in them, so that can be an option, but we'll kind of get into some other issues with the protein bars later on. So that's the first thing that you should look at. The second one is the amount of protein, and the amount of protein that you would need in an energy bar kind of depends on what you're using the energy bar for. Is it a snack? Is it a meal? Is it a pre-exercise snack? Is it a post-exercise snack? If you have more protein, that can be a good thing, right? But if you just need a quick snack in between meals, you don't really need 20 grams of protein for that, because it's going to come with more calories and other things that you don't really need. So you should look for a snack between 3 to 5 grams of protein in your energy bar. If you're using it as a meal replacement, obviously you want more grams of protein in that. Your protein bars will have significant amounts of protein. I have a 1 bar, a Quest bar, a Pure Protein bar, and a Zone Perfect bar here. The Pure Protein, Quest, and 1 all have 20 grams or over of protein in them per bar. Your Zone bar has 10 grams of protein. Okay? A lot of your energy bars are a good source of protein too, but it's going to depend. Your Aloha bar and your RX bar will have over 10 grams of protein. Your Luna bar, your Kind bar have a little bit less, so those might be better as snacks. The third thing you want to look for is the amount of fiber, right? We don't get a lot of fiber in our regular diet, so it's always important to add that in when we can. You should try to find bars that have over 5 grams of fiber in them. That's probably a little bit easier to find in the energy bars that are made from more fruits and nuts, and those natural sources will kind of have that fiber built in. As long as you can handle that with your digestion, that's always a good source. So Aloha, RX, Cliff, Kind bars, Luna bars, and your Quest bars and 1 bars also are a good source of fiber in them too. They'll keep you full longer so that you're not snacking after you already had a 200 calorie energy bar or protein bar. And the last thing you want to look at are the ingredients, right? You want to keep things as natural as possible. So you should be looking for the energy bars that have short lists of ingredients and familiar ingredients within that short list. So of the bars I have here today, the RX, the Aloha, and the Lara bars have the shortest ingredient lists and the most recognizable ingredients in them. The Kind bar isn't bad either. It's made, you can see the nuts in this package. You can also see the chocolate in the package though, so you do have to watch those sorts of things. Your protein bars tend to have more of those unfamiliar ingredients in them. They also tend to have a lot of sugar alcohols, which makes up for the lack of added sugar in them. Sugar alcohols are not readily digested by your body, so they can cause some stomach issues and distress, and it's something you should be mindful of if you are regularly eating protein bars, if you do have a low-carb diet, and you have to kind of manage that way. There are other higher protein snacks that you can eat that don't have those ingredients in them that might be better options for you. The other thing is some energy bars, especially the ones designed more for athletes, may also have caffeine in them, and that's not something the average person really needs throughout our day. We might like the idea of having more caffeine, but again, that can cause some digestive issues as well. So you should just be mindful of if your bar has extra caffeine in it too. The Cliff bar I have today, the Cool Mint Chocolate, is an example of an energy bar that does have caffeine in it. It says contains caffeine right there. It's just a little hard to see. The other thing I just wanted to point out with the Cliff bars and some of your other energy bars, they really were designed with athletes in mind. So they are higher in added sugar, they're higher in carbohydrate, protein, fiber, all those things that someone needs to sustain a harder workout. They're not so great if you're not going to be using that energy in anything structured like that. If I'm just sitting at my office all day, I don't really need a Cliff bar with all that added sugar to get me through my desk day. I might need it when I go for a run after work and I need a quick pick-me-up. That gives me that extra carbohydrate and protein to fuel that workout after a long day. But if I'm just sitting here all day, it's better for me to have an apple and some nuts with my snack instead of that 200 something calorie Cliff bar. All right, so if you do need to use an energy bar as a meal replacement and you don't have any good food available, the Aloha bars and the RX bars can be good options in moderation as part of a well-balanced diet. If you're looking for more of a snack, your Kind bar can be a good choice. You have to watch out with the Luna bars just because they do have more of that unfamiliar ingredient list than the Kind bars, and they don't have as much fiber, they don't have as much of the good nutrients that you want in them for the calorie amount and for the ingredients that are in there. And if you're looking for some fuel before a workout, if you need a good boost of energy, your Lara bar and your Cliff bar are the way to go. That'll have a good carbohydrate, a good sugar content, and a healthier ingredients to get you through that workout. All right, so the protein bars, of the protein bars I have, the Zone bars are your least healthy option. The ingredient list is so long it almost covers the whole panel of the box and I don't recognize anything on there. You cannot make these in your kitchen, that's for sure. So they are lower in calories. They boast that they have 15 vitamins and minerals in them, but there's no fiber and there's less protein in these bars than there are in the energy bars or the other protein bars too. So those are just some things to keep in mind as you're in that health food aisle at your store wondering what one is the best to pick. At the end of the day, it does come down to your own needs and what you're looking for. I hope that was helpful, and we'll see you next time.